I don't understand the kind of politics you are playing. Meanwhile, there was a Supreme Court judgment 2 weeks ago that says every state should be able to conduct local government elections. And River State is doing that. And the political party turns around to say we don't want election. Is it that they want to legitimize the caretakers that they have always picked against? So, like I said, I don't understand the reason for this question. I don't understand it.
All right. So my next question would be from a legal angle then. Since you do not understand what is happening from a political angle, and I'm shocked because you belong to the party, at least you must have heard whispers or you must have been in a meeting of some sort. But since you're not aware what your party intends to achieve with this move, the question then is there any legal substance in the petition by the APC? Do we need a 360-day notification to INEC, given INEC has no role, or am I wrong, to play when we talk the conduct of local government elections?
First and foremost, I am not sure. I'm not sure that the RISEC already do not have the voters register.
Okay.
I'm not sure they don't have that.
Okay.
So in fact, I reasonably believe that they have the voters register handy.
Okay.
But assuming without considering that they don't have, and then the political party went to court, whether their reason for going to court is legal or not, the funny thing is that the court of competent jurisdiction have made an order. And rightly or wrongly, that order must be obeyed. So, if the RISEC, as I speak, if they don't have the voters register of for River State, then there's likely going to be some issue because the court has declared or has restrained INEC from releasing the voters register, even though it is a written order, which can be vacated. But to be very frank with them, Canada, the main thing is that, just like I said, I do not know, majority of APC members in the state do not also know the reason for our party going to court to restrain itself from conducting the same election. We said we are 100% ready. We will win. That is where it baffles me. But like the regular angle said, God has made an order. And INEC, of course, will obey. Well, until that order is set aside. That is assuming that the RISEC, as I speak, if they don't have the voters card and voters register for the birthday.
My question yet again is, does RISEC need to have some sort of permission from INEC to conduct election?
No. I'm here to see that provision in the law. All that is required, as I know, is that because INEC is the body in charge of elections in Nigeria. As for instance, it has voters
register
updates and all that. So it is just necessary that any state, not just the state of River State, any state that wants to conduct election, in order to be able to get the facts or the correct voters register, you just approach INEC, and then those states are released to the state to conduct the election. I think that is all I know.
Sorry. Let me pause you.
Permission for the state to conduct election. I don't think that is the law.
Okay, let me pause you now. So that means, with or without INEC's voter register, we can conduct local government elections. Do you think so?
No, if we say with or without, like I said earlier, RISEC needs this voters register. Because RISEC cannot go now and start compiling a different voters register altogether. I don't think it's visible. The other thing that I think there is already voters register.
Now, pause. Sorry, Barrister Williams. Now, I understand you not thinking it is feasible, right? But if it were feasible, would it have been legal? That's the question. If RISEC can come out and say that it believes it can conduct some sort of registration, it could be an online registration, for instance, it could be any kind of registration, do you think it would be legal? That's the question I'm asking.
No, I don't think RISEC has such powers to do that.
Okay, all right.
I don't think. And again, INEC is Independent National Electoral Commission. They are in charge of voters register.
Okay.
So if any state goes ahead to conduct they get their own voters register, what it will then means that there will be a problem in the future. Because in the case of general election, where INEC will have a different register and state have a different register. So how do you reconcile that? That is why it is important that every state that wants to conduct election, that INEC already have that. It's just to give to the state to conduct election.
Okay. All right. Just to give to the state. So as it is now, let's say I think at 7 days ex parte order, you've tutored me on that one before, and then it gets to the expiration of the interim order. I believe there will be a sit-in because the sit-in is set to be on the 2nd of August. Does this in any way disrupt the electoral cycle? Remember, you're supposed to have, is it a minimum of 60 or 90 days, for preparations before the election? Now, with this gap, this halting of the process, does it in any way legally disrupt the local government electoral process?
First and foremost, Canada, I'm here to see the processes filed by the plaintiff in this matter.
Same, yeah.
For INEC, for the court to have even granted that ex parte order, I would want to, just as now we're on vacation, but I would want to see those processes to see what actually is the urgency. What did they actually play that made us to grant that ex parte? Because ex parte order is not something it just, it must be a cogent and verifiable reason of urgency. You understand? So that I want to see. But again, ex parte order after 7 days, of course, you are know what happened. I reasonably believe that the court will vacate that order. I believe that because the Rivers, it's not just about Rivers State now. It is a Supreme Court judgment that states should conduct local government elections. And they started the processes of conducting elections. And the political party, one political party, out of how many political parties, will say they don't want the election to hold. If you don't want the election to hold, you will raise it. Others that are ready, you will go for the election. For the interest of the generality of Rivers, because the Supreme Court has said, if you don't have an elected executive of local government, your allocation will not come to you. Will not come to the state. Will not come to the local government, rather. So, what is that want to achieve? So, I know that the court will protect that because the interest of a political party will not override the interest of the entire Rivers people.
Okay.
So, I believe that after 7 days, that order will be vacated and it will not in any way stop or, stop
disrupt the process.
In the process of organizing the election. I do not think it will stop. To stop it won't.
But now that you've mentioned, a quick one before my commercial, I need you to answer in 30 seconds if you can. Can a court stop an election? Let's even say at the state level or at the national level. Can a court stop a national election?
You see, Canada, you and I know now, in Nigeria, nothing is impossible anymore. In Nigeria, ordinarily, there's election, whether the state or national. The state said we want to conduct election. And you know what? The fact that this is just an agreement with the Supreme Court judgment that said every state should conduct. But with all the number in our judiciary, I can't say. But I do not think that any court can stop election.
All right. I would have to pause. I would have to pause. You have a commercial, so please do stay on the line. We will be right back.
The show continues after this.
All right, it's the bottom of the hour. Good afternoon to you. You are listening to 92.3 Nigeria Info. I'm yours truly, Kaladako Rubatabo, and my pleasure. Hard Facts is the show, and my guest is J.C. Williams, Esquire, and he's a lawyer, a social political commentator, and also a member of the APC. And we are looking at the APC that have gone to the court, or that has gone to the court, asking the court to bar INEC from releasing voters register. And we're saying, what are the implications, political, legal implications, as we, talk local government situation in River State. Of course, we've shouted, caretaker systems are not in vogue anymore. We've said, but there is no other option but to go caretaker system. And while the arguments from both sides are raging and lingering on, the local government is suffering. Nothing much is done at the local government level. People who work there, are feeling the bite of the terrible economy. And my goodness, we need a solution. So welcome back, JC. It's good to have you once again, and good afternoon.
Thank you. God.
All right, so let's go back straight into it. So I think before the break, I was trying to ask you the question, and the question had to do with, can a court stop an election? Because I do understand elections are what's known by law, enabled by law. So can a court stop what has been enabled by law? Is there any reason? Because at this point, the reason your party is, or one of the reasons that I have seen your party is using as a as a means to halt the process, is that RESEC did not do a 360 days, that's 1 year notice to INEC for the conduct of election. So yeah, is there any way, anyhow, the court can stop elections?
You see, Canada, I said that the court cannot stop an election. Election is constitutionally provided.
Okay.
Also, now that every state wants to, in obedience to the Supreme Court decision, conduct local government election. Now, why should a court of competent jurisdiction stop the execution of the Supreme Court judgment?
Okay.
That is how I'm looking at it. Why should a court of competent jurisdiction now stop the state executing the decision of the Supreme Court? It's unthinkable that any court would want to stop the conduct of a local government election. Like I said earlier, I'm here to see the processes filed in court, to see what actually is the plaintiff's claim, what they really want. That we first and foremost court to even that party application. What is the urgency? Like I said, even if there is an urgency, okay, after 7 days, what happens? Because it will be making mockery of the system. I'm not saying it will amount to making mockery of the system. If any court in Nigeria would want to stop any state or will attempt to stop any state from carrying out the decision of the Supreme Court or the judgment of the Supreme Court, to me it will amount to carrying. If any court will even attempt to do that.
So you think this is some sort of affront on the Supreme Court's decision? Because
yes, that's how I view it.
Okay.
That is how I view it.
All right.
Because Supreme Court has made it, all of us were jubilating. Supreme Court, local governments will have autonomy, local governments will do their thing, and all of that. And states in Nigeria are beginning to implement the decision of the Supreme Court. Also in our own state, where the APC have always been on air, we want election. So what went wrong? Is it that APC, that is my state, is it that the APC has presently completed in the state do not want local government so that the river people or the local government are to continue, or the local government continue to suffer
Is it what they want to achieve? Because if for any reason, this is Nigeria, and court decides to give them judgment, what it means is that there won't be election. What it also means that the allocation meant for local government to Rivers will not come.
Okay,
and who suffer is the people at the grassroots.
So that was going to be my next question. The local government funds. I'm coming now. The argument has been on. CTCs are no longer in vogue. Oh, CTCs are what we can afford now. The question then is this a way of putting the government in a conundrum, in a confused state? Or I don't know if confused is the right word. I'm going somewhere, because if this lingers, it means that we will be stuck with the CTCs. But the Supreme Court has said the CTCs are illegal. So does this give any sort of argument on behalf of the government to the federal government to say, see, it's not like we don't want to conduct elections, but we do have this court case barring us from going on with the process, and we can't continue? And is that a good enough reason for the federal government to say, okay, for that, we'll give you your local government funds?
Let me tell you something, Canada. The judgment of court, the moment judgment of court comes, especially that of the Supreme Court, that is the judgment. Nobody will go and bury the judgment of the Supreme Court because of one peculiarity or the other. What, if you ask me, is so-called plaintiff in this matter, the so-called Rivers State, want to achieve is that they don't want elections to hold in Rivers State, so that Rivers State or local government in Rivers State will be denied their allocation. That is it. The federal government will not say, after all, if what's the difference between the APC local APC state and the APC federal? They know what they are doing. So they will never know, because there is in Rivers State restraining them from conducting election. So let's release the allocation of local caretaker committee. That will mean legitimizing the so-called caretaker committee. So what this truth, if you ask me, wants to achieve is that they don't want, these plaintiffs don't want elections to be conducted in local government in Rivers State, so that the same APC federal will hold on to the allocation of Rivers State local government, and by so doing, punishing the people at the grassroots level.
All right.
That is what they want to do.
All right, then. All right, let's take some calls, if you do not mind, please. I'd like to allow the listeners join the fray. 0817-923-0002 is the number to call me with right now. The second number is 0817-923-0003. And another number with which you can call the studio with is 0817-923-0007. WhatsApp number for WhatsApp messages 0809-030-6416. I take it again, 0809-030-6416. I've got some Facebook messages. On Facebook we're live, Nigerian for PH. On X we're live as well, Nigerian for PH. Comrade Sotoye Ebenezer Batubo says, why is APC taking RESEC to court when they are not partaking in the election, since they boycotted the stakeholders meeting by the state electoral umpire? Simon Ande says, some matters, no need entertaining them. All right. Didi Chimieze says, I don't really understand what functional APC River State wants to allow. Okay, I don't really understand what functional APC River State wants allow. I don't get that part, Didi. Please construct your message very well. But this one says, good afternoon. The Canada and my guest in the studio, the local polls should henceforth be conducted by INEC rather than state electoral bodies in order to guarantee the autonomy of the local government system. All right, thank you. Let's go to the phone lines now. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, and 0817-923-0007. I've got Obed. Obed, welcome. Obed from Port Harcourt, welcome.
Yes, Canada.
Yeah, good afternoon to you.
Yes, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, go ahead.
Yes, Canada, I think I'm not seeing Tony Kocha standing a chance to stop this very local government election. You know, Tony Kocha made a statement when on one of your sister stations that when he was chief of staff, that the results were the results in his office during local government election. So is it the fact that he no longer stand a chance to write results? I mean, to determine who wins the election? It could give you the reason. Because even the other faction of APC, some of are even working on that election because they say they are ready for that election. So I don't know where Tony Kocha, how he stand a chance to stop this very election. It tells you clearly that some people are in a mission to ensure that River State collapse because they no longer have access to what they're supposed to have access to, and it's unfortunate. So I must tell him that whatever is in him to come up with all this trying to pull down the state, he should desist from. And I don't even think I stand because right now there's a judgment about local government autonomy. So him trying to restrain local government, state from conducting government is an affront to that judgment. So you don't stand any chance, I tell you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Obed. Thank you for your time there. Let's take Robin from Eche. Robin, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from me.
Man of the people.
I greet you.
Greetings our guests.
All right.
You see, that's a proverb in my local balance. The grandfather said it's not the hunter that shot at her that killed her. It's the dog that chased her out of where she wasn't hiding. It's not Tony Okocha is the problem. We are forgetting one thing fundamental. Tony Okocha and his friends, they dressed in Ashebi and went to Abuja to dance for President Bola Tinubu. Have you forgotten? It's not Tony Okocha. He's only carrying out the directive given to him by the former governor of River State and the president, who suspended Nigerian constitution. That is why I keep telling you people that River State elders, early chiefs, they should go to Abuja and tell the president to remove his hand in River State. Not Tony Okocha. It's the president. The same president who swore oath that he was going to rule Nigeria with rule of law. The first thing he did was to suspend APC constitution by sacking elected state, local, and world executive in River State.
Was it the president who did it, or was it Ganduje? I mean, we need to be specific.
It was president now. That's national leader of APC. President now. Have you forgotten?
I'm not saying I have, but I'm saying it was the National Working Committee that did the suspension. So it was done by Ganduje.
Who is the leader of National Working Committee of APC?
My. Let's say it as it is now. It was Ganduje who did it. Let's stay with the facts, please. Let's stay with facts, please.
President Bola Tinubu, not Okocha. Okocha is a workman.
All right then. All right. Thank you very much for your thoughts. All right. I've got Clinton from Bori. Clinton, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon to you, Clinton.
Yeah, people should not be too emotional about this. We are politicians and we are playing politics. Tony Okocha is the chairman of the biggest opposition political party in River State. And if there is any area that needs exploiting, the man is exploring those areas to his own advantage. He is saying that Mistec did not notify INEC. And if the court did not see merit in his appeal, I think they will draft in that injunction. So I think that the right thing should be done. Again, who is funding this local government elections? Because if it is state government funding it, that means there will be influence. So that's what the negotiation is also saying. So if we are doing this, it should be done properly. That's what we are calling for. We are politicians here. Thank you.
You are a politician. Speak for yourself. I'm not a politician. But my final call, Isaiah from Buguma. Welcome.
Yes, Canada, for a good evening. You see, there was a time Ugochiri told us that it's a product of war.
It's a product of what?
The other side of the divide.
It's a product of what? I didn't get that.
The question we are asking.
Isaiah, I didn't get that. It's a product of what?
Hello?
What did you say? I didn't hear you.
I said there was a time
Oh my.
Ugochiere told us when he was one of this crossfire program. He told us that Tono Kocha is a product of a reward
A product of a
of the job you see him doing in River State.
Oh, okay.
Let me tell you, the question we are asking, as MPs to one election, how can you, in an election that your interest is not involved, and you are going to stop that process, and we have a judiciary in this country who is not standing up to the democratic tenets in this country? That is the problem we are having. In the Supreme Court has given a judgment that is being carried and everywhere in the state. People are putting out timetable to conduct local government election, and you are saying that you want to stop such a process. You see, what people don't know is that a time with this autonomy, time will come where the autonomy will be so unbundled, like one of your guests came in one of the crossfire programs. He told us that the system we have to do to make an effective autonomy. The system has to be unbundled to the point that it will get to where local government will have their own commission, electoral commission.
All right.
Do you understand? When local government have the electoral commission, see, a lot is the autonomy is an embodiment of a lot of things that will come in the future. And when this thing comes, I think people will know that the local government has entirely moved out of state and federal. That is
all right, thank you very much. Isaiah, I've got to go. I don't have much time, but I've got to go. Thank you very much. This one says, good afternoon, Canada. I know the plan of Tony. This is get towards delaying the local government election until the creation of a new commission by the Senate so that he will use federal power to rewrite local government election as claimed, or as he claimed a couple of days ago. Iboroma from Imboba. This one says, good evening, Mr. Canada, Mr. Williams. Let's agree RESEC didn't inform INEC in October last year. Does it now... Okay, so let's agree RESEC didn't inform INEC in October last year. That's 360 days notice. Does now 3 months notice or time frame so given impede the credibility of the proposed polls? One, if you didn't know, I must tell you now, you are a prophet. The plan is to deny LGAs in various states their allocation indefinitely. Else, what is the reason Chief Tony Kocha is suddenly against an election he has been calling for since December last year? It was he who started talking about the lack of plans to conduct the LGA elections even before Right Honourable Martin Amole. Why the sudden change? Text from Oigo. This one says, local government election will go on in Bevis come the 5th of October 2024. The court Antonio Kocha cannot stop RESEC from conducting local government election. The era of carry-go in River State is over. Gade Teme. I've got this one. It says, Mr. Canada, I think in line with the Supreme Court or what the Supreme Court has said on local government financial autonomy 2 weeks ago. Mr. Tony is okay. I'm not going to use that. We're not here to attack someone's personality. Bakata from Uzwa community, thank you very much. But this one says, I think I've read this before, so I'm going to skip as well. Let's be careful with the words we use. Mr. K, in case no one knows why court can stop an election, is that no one can take the structure of the former Governor Wike. That is the issue, period. Mr. Brian from Port Harcourt, all right, if you say so. And this one says, I think Governor Sim Fubara should be blamed for the brouhaha surrounding the current local government council's election in River State. The governor has been aware of the reality that the tenure of the embattled LGA buses would expire in June 2024. Governor Sim Fubara even emphasized the expiration of the LGA chairman 4 months before the date of expiration of your tenure. If Governor Sim Fubara loves River State and respects our grundnorm and tenets of democracy in the country, why did the governor not fund RESEC and ensure the local council elections were conducted earlier before the tenure of the embattled chairman expired? Just imagine President Tinubu refusing to empower INEC to conduct gubernatorial election in Rivers State on the ground of flimsy political reasons. Will Rivers people celebrate such undemocratic behavior? We need men who speak truth to enable society work for all of us. But if Rivers continue in this mode of political melancholy, deceit and disrespect for our laws and the Bell support quest, I doubt if the peace we seek shall be achieved in the state. Emi Fiaga with that one. All right, and this one says, you can see that Chief Tony Okocha and his people are playing a written script. I hope the Supreme Court has envisaged the situation. Countries should conduct election with the register they already have. Odime Gusani Didia from Omerelu. I guess you have to look at the updated register, so you know nobody comes and says you are disenfranchising the person. All right, back to you, Barrister Williams. Are you still there?
Yes, hello.
All right. So someone is saying, someone asked a very germane question. I'm trying to remember what the question was. Talking about what was it again? I can't remember it. But what's the way forward? That's the question I want to ask you myself. What is the way forward? How do you think we can maneuver the current situation that we have before us? Is there a political solution to it? What political gain would the APC gain from this move?
Kala, my brother, there is something playing out here. INEC conducts national elections, and we have the last election will show what INEC did in Nigeria. We saw what INEC put us in this mess we are today. And then the same federal government are not happy that states are in their word are controlling local government. But trust me and believe me on this, what the same federal government wants to do is they now want to make a law that INEC should conduct local government elections, so that they will also be in control of the same local government. They don't want states to be in control or to be in charge. That's what it's playing now. But you ask me, how do we come out of this? Supreme Court is the highest court in the land. And Supreme Court have said all states conduct local government elections. Failure to do that, the allocation meant for those local governments will not get to them.
Okay.
And that is what I said earlier, that the plaintiffs in this matter want to achieve. They don't want local government elections in Rivers State. Even though they have been clamoring for local government elections, now they are no longer interested. Like one of your callers said, results will no longer be written by them as they used to. Right. So that is why elections is not hold in university.
Right.
But I know that we have judges, we have competent and good judges. Let me use that word. We have good judges. I do not see any reason any judge in Nigeria today will stop an election, stop state and local government election that Supreme Court have said there should be election in the 774 local governments in Nigeria. The solution is let that order be vacated.
All right.
If you are not ready as a party, you don't want to participate in election, you excuse yourself. There are other parties that want to participate. You mustn't win all the time. If you feel because you are not in a position to write the result, therefore election will not hold. It's not going to be possible.
All right.
Election will hold
I've got to go. Thank you very much, JC Williams. It's time for me to say goodbye. Good evening.
Thank you, Talaga.
Stay with us. Nigeria Info. We'll be back.